So what I want to talk about today is some new functionality we're creating for gift cards, loyalty accounts, and grants. Now, we've supported gift cards for a long time, gift cards through TenderCard, and many of you are also using your gift cards through your WorldPay, which used to be called Vantiv, which before that was Mercury Payment System. What we're talking about here is gift cards. This is base functionality within DoubleNut. If you're already using a current gift card processor, you don't need to use the gift card portion of what I'm talking about, but you'd still have access to the loyalty accounts and grants. So what we're going to be doing today is keeping this to 45 minutes or less. Anytime you have questions, you can submit those using the questions panel, and I'll take a break every once in a while and look at those. Also, as we've been doing of late, is we've been also responding and writing to these and posting the responses in the link when you next to the video. So one of the things that we'd like to do, and I always open this up for your feedback and your suggestions. One of the reasons for showing you this as early as we are is that we see a lot of opportunity for this, and we're looking for your feedback and your suggestions. So please feel free to make suggestions after this meeting or the questions area or after you think about it a little while. We're pretty close to rolling out some of this functionality, but we're going to be adding some things to it as well. So let me just talk about what the functionality is that we're creating. We're creating gift cards, which all of you are probably familiar with. It's the ability for somebody to give you money in exchange for a card that then they can use for paying for merchandise or events or whatever it is at your particular venue. So that's a gift card, a pretty traditional definition of that. Then there's loyalty accounts. And loyalty accounts is the ability for you to create, it's a lot of times as if incentive plans. So if it was in the Boy Scouts, you might think of it as your troop accounts. If it's the Girl Scouts, maybe it's a cookie dough type of thing. It's where certain groups or individuals, for the most part, earn rewards in the form of money that they can then use to go and just like gift cards, buy things online or through the point of sale. The next one I'm talking about is grant accounts. Grant accounts is a little different. Grant accounts, we've been for a long time. Many of you use discount codes that track grants or miscellaneous credits with a description, which then you download and you figure out what it is that, what monies you want to apply toward grants. So we're going to allow you to create grant accounts. And then when it comes time for payment, you as an administrator can apply a portion of that payment to one or more grants or a grant, and then the rest of the monies may have come through some other payment form like cash check or credit card. So these are the three things that we're going to be implementing, or that we are implementing. And I'm going to demonstrate to you this in a moment. One of the things I want to do is talk to you a little bit about where each of these things can be used. And by used, it's at SalesStation, it's the customer online where they're doing a purchase, or it's the administrator when they're doing a registration or a purchase on behalf or recording a payment for somebody. And so for grants, that is only going to be available to an administrator. So you as an administrator, when a registration is online, and if it already exists, you can go in and use a grant to pay for all or part of that registration. And it's only going to be to administrators. It's not going to be available online to the end user. Whereas loyalty and gift cards are going to be available in SalesStation for use. It's going to be available for the customer online to use as well. So if they have that gift card number or that loyalty card number, they're going to be able to pay for anything they purchase in DoubleNut, be it online or through point of sale. Obviously, the administrator has all of these functions available to them. Already see my voice may not last this whole time. So let's go down to what some of these features are. You got to think of loyalty, gift cards, loyalty accounts, and grants behaving the same way as a credit card. So you're essentially processing a payment. And what that affords you is the ability to not only process the payment, but to do other things, refund money back into that account. So if a registration is canceled or changed, you're able to refund money just like you would with a credit card back to the account, the financial account, not the financial account, but the tool they use to make the payment. The other thing is you can reload balances or adjust balances for those. So if you have a gift card and somebody wants to add additional money to it, or a loyalty account or a grant, you're able to go and adjust those balances by reloading it. The other thing is that one of the things that we took the opportunity to do as implementing this, and I'm going to demonstrate that as well, and many of you have been asking for this as an administrator, is that we're going to move these payment types to the payment adjustment screen that allow you as an administrator to actually make a credit card payment, a loyalty account payment, or a grants payment on that screen. The added benefit of that is now all of a sudden you could do partial payments. So if you have a registration where there's a balance of $1,000, but somehow the person only is giving you $900, or there's only $900 available on a gift card, and that's the only number you have, you'll be able to process that partial payment. The same with a credit card. You'd be able to process a partial payment. Today, as an administrator, you don't have the ability to do that partial payment, but that'll come along with this. There's going to be reporting by gift, loyalty, or grant. So you're going to be able to run reports, and obviously for grants, you're going to have to run reports, excuse me, to list all of the transactions associated with that grant. And there are other things in the future we're going to do with this. And one of the obvious ones is the ability for you to offer online gift cards, and somebody to be able to online purchase a gift card, and their receipt would contain a link to the actual card that has their number on it. We don't see printing physical cards with this. These would be digital cards. And then the ability to import. Ability that if you want to preload the system with cards that aren't active, and when they become active, you're able to go and make them active and deposit monies on them. If it's a loyalty account, maybe you have a loyalty account where you're doing certain processing through DoubleKnot, but maybe you're doing certain processing off of DoubleKnot, so you have to reconcile those balances and import into DoubleKnot corrected balances because of transactions that took place outside of DoubleKnot. So I'm just going to scan the questions here. Good. Yes, the presentation, as always on these, are recorded, and we'll send an email out to everybody with a link to those. And those are all available online as well. Okay. Now I want to talk a little bit with some of you probably have questions. Well, what's the difference between what we're talking about today and discount codes? Well, one of the things that you've all been asking us for a long time, is there a way that you can give to somebody a number, essentially in the past, and say, can we have a discount code that has a decrementing amount and somebody can keep using it until there's no more money left? Well, that's what a gift card and a loyalty account is. That's one of the reasons that we're implementing this. The other reason is that we're doing this is how some of these things are used or reported financially. Discounts, you always have their own column on the revenue report, and the total amount, the total sale amount, I'm not talking about payment, but the total sale amount is less the discount amount. And as you know, a lot of times these loyalty, or if it's a cookie dough or a Troop account or whatever it happens to be, they aren't really discounts. They don't really reduce revenue. So these are going to show up in the payments column with everything else. So it has that benefit from an accounting perspective. So probably enough talking. Let me go in and demonstrate some of this. So I'm in the system, and you probably have seen this, and I will caveat this, that this is a test environment. I did tell development not to make any changes to this over the last couple of days, so they've already made some other changes since that. But I wanted to take this opportunity to show this to you. So under financial accounts, you're going to see a new tab called gift card, loyalty accounts, and grants. And depending on which one of those or combination of those that are enabled for your organization, either one, two, or three of those would be available. So you don't have to offer all of these. So if I click on this, we're going to have certain functionality here where we can view the accounts and the transactions. We can actually issue a gift card. We can reload, put money onto a gift card, or we could check the balance of a card. So we can do those. I'm going to primarily focus here since most of that functionality is available under the View Transactions. So when I come to this page, there's a drop down here that says, here are the different types of cards. So we can have grants, and I have two different grants there. Gift cards. I don't think I have any gift cards I've created yet. And we have loyalty accounts. So here's a loyalty account I created for Troop 123. And there's a balance of $970 available on that. If I click on that, I can see the history of that card. It was issued on this date. It was loaded with $1,000 on this date. And there was a charge of $30 on this date. And I can always expand that and see what that charge actually was for. We're going to go through and make some of these charges in a moment. So let me just quickly scan the questions. Okay, not very many questions. So, and let me hit done here. So let's go in, and since we don't have any gift cards, let me go create a gift card. I just want to look at BG Foundation. Okay, so I'm going to go in to create a gift card. So at this point, I can say I want to create a new gift card, and my gift card can be, and we allow, by the way, it doesn't have, and talking to some of you, one of the things that was said is that, could we allow for it not to only be numbers, numeric values? So in the case that you may have noticed before, in the loyalty account, I had Troop 123. That was actually the number. So if you wanted to create a gift card called Joe 456, and I want to initially load this with $1,000, and you could put a description in there. Maybe it could be whatever. So it might be, and I can issue that. You can see now there's on Joe 456, we have a balance of $1,000, and I can hit done at this point. Okay, so now that gift card is there, and it is active and available to use. Okay, so that's where you go when you're able to create those. I mentioned before, eventually we want to build an import. So you can import available cards or import balances to adjust balances. So some of those things will be coming in the future. Are you charged for creating a gift card or loyalty card? No. Would this account be able to cross orgs, across your sub-orgs, not across different double knot organizations? So no, it's only used for your organization. So it's not like it can be used for different organizations. So let me hit feature list. And what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to go in and do a registration. And I'm going to do it as an administrator. So I'm just going to go out and select an event I have here. I saw Family Fun Day at the museum. I'm going to go and do the registration. I'm going to search for somebody who's already in the system, so I have to type in as much. And this particular event is, I'm just going to select a couple of people. So I'm going to say Joe Bruce, and he wants the hamburger, and he wants the medium t-shirt. And here we'll have Mary Johnson, and she wants the hot dog and a large t-shirt. And I will continue. So at this point, it says, you know, it's how much is due. This is a subtotal. I could use discount codes here. I can continue to do that. And so right now I just clicked on that. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to say checkout. So just like before, you can always pay as an administrator. I'm logged in as one of you. I can pay with any of the accounts that some of you don't allow PayPal, some don't American Express, but I can pay with my credit cards. I can pay with a gift card. That's functionality that's there today. I can pay with a loyalty card. So all of a sudden you can see a loyalty icon here. Or I could say, I'm going to pay offline. In this case, I'm going to want to say that because I want to show you some functionality. We're now going to go to the payment adjustment page, which all of you are familiar with. Well, one of the things I want to do on this particular program is that I want to, and you're going to go to this drop down, you can see there are more items in this drop down. It used to stop at miscellaneous credit. So the items in this are credit card. And if it's a credit card, it's going to ask me to enter the credit card information so that I can actually do a charge. And this is where I can enter the amount to charge, which can be less than the total amount. So if somebody mailed in, gave you a credit card or a debit card number, but didn't want you to charge the total amount, you have the flexibility not to charge the total amount. So you're able to go and say credit card. I could say gift card. Right? And I could also say grant. So in this case, I'll just use a grant. And I'm going to use the BG Foundation 2019. And I'm going to just put all $29 there. The adjustment, that might not be there for the payment type ones. It wouldn't be that description. So I could say, and I can then come down here and say, I'm going to pay $29 of this. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to say, adjust the balance. And it will, if I did it correct. Okay. Did I do it wrong here? Oh, there it is. I didn't click hard. So I'm going to go in and do that balance. You can say right now, we applied that grant amount for the $29. So that's how that works. Now, the grant, the only way you could apply a grant is on this page. And you have to be an administrator to do that. We don't think that's functionality you want to put online. Those are going to be, you might have a $500,000 grant or something, and you're going to want to control the application of that. So that the ability to apply a grant by an end user is not going to be there. Let me just look at questions you may have. How would you take payment for the amount being posted onto the card? Linda, I'm not quite sure I understand the question on that one. Okay. Can you put an expiration date on the gift card? No, but if you wanted to, you could always adjust the balance. You can always adjust the balance by that amount if it expires. Most states these days, you can't expire a gift card. Let's see how those reflected on the accounting reports. Yeah, I'm going to go to accounting reports in a moment here. So I'm just going to get done here. And just to look at one more thing, I'm going to go here since we have time. I'm not logged in here. So if I went in and did that same event, I should have picked up an event that didn't require as much data entry, though it's not too bad. So I'm going to say Joe at joe.com. Joe wants a hot dog and a t-shirt, and I have Sally, Joe, and Sally wants the birthday. And Sally wants the salad and what kind of dressing. And she wants the small t-shirt. And I'm going to drop out. And so now I can also go in here and say I'm going to pay the full amount. I'm going to check out and say no thanks to the donation, and as well as the upsell it's set here. And at this point, I can click on my loyalty card and I can type in Troop 123. I created that gift card before, of course I forgot what that number was. So right now I get my receipt. I see it was a loyalty card, and the last four of the card is on the receipt. and I'm done making that payment. So let's go now back to where I'm logged in as an administrator. And I go down now and I'm going to go to finance reports. And if I run the revenue report, this is on the test system, so the report labels here are not going to always match what you see in production. But one of the reports we do see is this will be loyalty gift. And so you're going to be able to bring up a report, filter it by different grants or loyalty accounts. So you can actually say, oh, I have this particular grant. Let me run a report based on a date range for all of the transactions so I can apply, so I can report back on the use of that grant to date. So I'll have the ability to go and run these kind of reports, and I can do it based on loyalty account, grants, cards, all three types that I mentioned before. Now, the question we talked about before, somebody was brought up, so I go to the revenue report. If I go to the revenue report, what we're going to see is that the payments we made, the online payments we made, is all using gift card and loyalty accounts, still show up on online payments. You're not going to see anything in the discount like I would in the case here, as when I used a coupon code. So the total amount, that is the sale amount, is set to the full amount of the sale. The payment can be however I paid for it, cash, check, credit card, gift card, loyalty account, or an administrator to the registration. It could be a grant as well. So the payment column shows that payment. Now, obviously, just like if you were taking cash and check in the point of sale system today, and those numbers are included in this, there is ways of running reports to figure out, okay, how much was for grants, how much was for loyalty cards, how much was for credit cards, so that you can do the correct process for reconciling your deposits. Let me just go and look at questions here. Let me go see. If you do not use, for example, loyalty account, will that show up in the dropdown? No. So you don't need to use a loyalty account. So if your organization, you say, listen, we're not going to use loyalty accounts, it wouldn't show up in the drop-down menu. How would you pay for Joey? How would you pay for the gift card? Thank you. I should have looked at this before. I forgot what I used for the gift card. When I got to that payment page, when I went through that registration, I clicked on loyalty. I could have clicked on the gift card as well. And at that point, entered in Joe 456, and the charge would have been against that particular card. If a customer, okay. So I'm going to try to get to your questions here. If a person was purchasing a gift card, they are going to give you XX dollars. How would you receive those funds through point of sale? Point of sale today, if you're doing gift card processing, allowed you to load money onto those cards. So if you have gift cards enabled, you can actually load money onto those cards inside of point of sale. So you will see that ability if you have that enabled for your organization. So yeah, just like I can load money in here as well. If a customer's total balance is $20 and they have a $10 gift card, today, presently, just like if I was using a debit card, if I use a debit card for a registration that costs $100, but I only have $50 on my debit card, online today, it asks you to provide a second payment method, a credit card as an example. So we already do those split payments. The system supports that. We'll do the same thing with gift cards and loyalty cards as well. If there's not sufficient balance, it'll ask the person online to make a payment, make the additional payment with their credit card as an example. And if they cancel it, they don't want to do that, the transaction's voided and the card wouldn't reflect that particular balance or that particular transaction. And I think I may have answered this before, and so I'm going to go back and probably write this up. But the question was, if a client pays with a gift card, you issue it to them. Where do they pay? Where is the payment received? It's just like in Double Knot, you would sell a gift card. So today you would put online gift card, and then you would have to go then and email that person their gift card number and put onto it the balance. But you can have an event online today, maybe a dues event or a donation, probably dues, where you have the person enter in how much they want on the gift card and where they want it sent. And you can then load a gift card with that balance and send it to them. Our intention is that we're going to have to allow you to sell and issue a gift card online. It's not going to be there with the initial release, but we're going to be working on that shortly thereafter. And that would mean you could have somebody purchase a gift card online, select or specify how much they want to put on the gift card. They say purchase it. The person would then receive an email with a link that contains their gift card number, and they would be able to use it at that point. And so the charge and the loading of the gift card would be automatic. If Joe 456 has $1,000 loaded on it, how does my organization get the $1,000? Yeah, you would charge them the $1,000 either through that event or in point of sale. You would take the money, and after receiving the money, you would issue the gift card. Yes, that would all be done through Double Knot. Okay, so, and if it was online, you just have something, purchase a gift card. It could be a product, or it could be, like I was just mentioning a moment ago, it could be a dues event. Person signs up for it, you see they got it, and then you issue and email them their gift card number. That's all they need is the number. I would also like to see how customers would make a payment on $10 of loyalty and 40. Okay, I can. That's that split payment. So I'm not prepared to do that right now, but maybe I can run a little video and show you what that looks like. Just once again, same with a debit card today. They're told that there's insufficient amount to cover the full payment, enter a second payment method, and they can select credit card, gift card, or if they have another loyalty card, they can actually, another gift card, they can make that second payment with their second gift card. All of that has been in production for years now to go and do that. So just want to make sure I understand. The gift card feature described is different than tender card partnership. Yes, it's different than the tender card partnership. So the Double Knot gift card is used within the Double Knot ecosystem, within Double Knot, point of sales, online, back end as an administrator. If you have a third-party point of sale, our gift card wouldn't work in that environment. Tender card, you could actually get a terminal and do some of those types of things with a third-party point of sale as well. So what Double Knot functionality is within the Double Knot application, be it, once again, SalesStation, online, or the back end as an administrator. Okay, do grants need money in the account in order to give it out? Yes. So in the grant, just like a loyalty account, is that you would load that with a certain amount of money. And it can be for any amount. If it's $1 million, you can put $1 million on that particular card, on that particular account. And then you, once again, only you as an administrator can use the gift card. Online, the end user, the grant account. So yes, money has to be on that. Otherwise, there'd be no end to it. All right, let me just go down here. Since we have time, let me ask. I can find my mouse. There we go. The gift card functionality today, this functionality will be there in point of sale. So when this is available, it'll be there in point of sale. If there is also, like, tender card is a gift card, a third party, where we support gift cards. So if you wanted to use gift cards, you could use a tender card. But this is going to be there pretty soon in the next if not the next production release, the one after that. The goal is to get what I described today, plus the reporting, more extensive reporting, will be available in hopefully a few short weeks. So I have a question here. Do you need to check the balance first before using the card? No, it's not going to let you charge more than what's on the card. Again, if there's not enough on the card, it will ask you for the second payment method to make up the difference. Can we turn off gift card as a payment method for some things? No. And that's one of the differences. One of the differences between a discount code and what I'm talking about now. A discount code you can limit to one or a selected group of events. This discount code can only be used once, and it's available for these events, right? That's how you control it. A gift card, a loyalty account, or a grant that's used by an administrator can be used to pay for anything. Those are monies that are available to that user to apply on any purchase. So if you have the situation where you only want to offer financial aid, approved items, you could create that as a grant and it's only available to you as an administrator. What people do today is they will use a discount code for that financial aid, but you're also going to have the option in the future to maybe create that gift card or loyalty card for that user. But just realize they could use that for any purchase. Or essentially, it's a liability, it's money, it's funds that you have that are waiting to be applied towards something. Not an actual card that could be used in the credit card processing system. No, it would be a number. Somebody would walk in the card and you'd have to type that in. There are council civic. In the past, if you want to use a gift card, we had to get a number through the double knot vendor. That is true. So if you were going to be using Vantiv or you were going to be using TenderCard, those two products, you would have to have had a pre-issued number and then load money onto that. In the double knot gift card, you can create those numbers. And not only that, they don't have to be just numeric. They can contain alphanumeric characters as well. Okay. The sale of a gift card. All right, I'll demonstrate a sale of a gift card. So if I wanted to, that's Joe 456, I believe. So if I go to that event, I wish I knew another event in this test system. So if I go to here, and I go do this registration real fast. I can say media. Just put some information. It's a hot dog, and I just want small. So when I get to the payment page, what I get on the payment page is when I get to the payment page, I will have on that page the ability to pay. Let me go back here. I have the ability to pay with my credit card, with a gift card, with a loyalty card. And this particular event is configured so they can mail in payment as well. So that depends. That only shows up if you're an administrator or you actually created the event and are allowing the mail-in option. In the case of the gift card, I could select the gift card. And at this point, I could type in Joe 456 and make my payment. So that's how that works. And that gift card is there. That's how I made that payment with the gift card. Okay. Is it an electronic gift card? Yes, you essentially give somebody the number and then they can use it. You wanted to print a card and send them, you can, but it's not a card that has a chip or a mag processor. It's just like online, a lot of times you can buy gift cards that all you're using is the number and you type it in just like your credit card number when they do their payment. So it's a digital card. So people can't just purchase a gift card and get an automatic email with a code made by Double Knot. Not right now. Right now, it's 2 steps. Right now, somebody would purchase a card. You would then have to issue it and then send them an email with their card number in it. As I mentioned before, it's our intention to get as quickly as possible the ability to sell and have the system automatically issue those gift cards as well. A lot of questions today. If I sell a gift card and get revenue, why should there be more revenue when the card is used? Well, when you sell a gift card, that's part of when you have to think about how you're going to get those funds. So you have to account for those. We could talk about that a little bit more. Let me see. Sorry if you have covered this. When a customer purchases a gift card, does Double Knot automatically send the card? No, we don't automatically send the card. You would have to send it. However, we plan, again, to allow you to sell the card online and for the system to automatically issue that card, but it won't be there day one. All right. Let me see here. Can a gift card be added to an account like Amazon? I mean, once we implement the digitally give them, send them the gift card, then they can use it, if I'm understanding your question correctly, Alan. Yes, you can't use discounts because we offer a set amount of assistance, not a percentage per item. Discounts can be fixed amounts, by the way. They don't have to be a percentage. So you can have discount codes that you create in Double Knot that are fixed amounts, or you could have a percentage off. And there's a lot more flexibility in discounts as well. Melissa, we could spend more time maybe talking about that and maybe better understanding your question and hopefully answer that. How is the value added to a gift card? So one of the things that we could do in the system, sorry I passed over that, is under financial accounts. If I go to gift card and loyalty accounts, I can go in and reload a card here. So I could say, you know what, I want to go that Joe 456 and I want to add $1,000 to it because they just gave me $1,000 to put on their card. So right now I added $1,000 to it, and you can see now that there's $1,990 on that account. You can always go check a card. So I do that Joe 456, and I check the balance. That's the way you can check the balance there. Point of Sales also has that functionality to reload cards, purchase cards, as well as check the balance on cards. So all of that is there. To purchase a gift card, and Tammy, maybe we can talk about this next week when I'm there as well. Today, you would put something online that allows somebody to give you a certain amount of money. You would see that transaction. And then today, you would have to go through the process after getting that transaction of going and creating a new gift card and putting money on it in the amount that they paid on that online dues event, as an example, where you may have taken the money for that gift card. When the gift card purchase functionality is available directly, they'll be able to purchase the gift card. It'll be a type gift card, and they'll automatically be emailed the digital gift card for them to use in the system. Cowboy has mentioned that without an expiration date, the organization is obliged forever without speaking. Yeah, we can research that some, but we don't have an expiration date on a gift card. And a lot of the laws have changed with regards to gift cards. We'll research that some more, that you can't expire a gift card. And now different states might be different. I know you used to be able to do that, but more and more you cannot expire a gift card. But so right now we don't have an expiration date. We'll research that a little bit more I was asking for your feedback and suggestions, so I appreciate that. We'll have to research that a little bit more and see what the current standing is. Melissa, I'm not sure your question, but we need a fixed amount on the card. They get $50 and combine items to get it. So you in the system, you can put $50 on a card and only 50. And you can actually pay with multiple gift cards. So if your purchase is $100, you only have $50 on your gift card. It's going to ask you for another form of payment. You're going to say another gift card, you enter another gift card number, and it does that. Is reloading a real transaction? No, it just is updating the card with those monies. There's some functionality in point of sales that you'll see when this rolls out, I hope, where you'll be able to automatically sell and load the card in point of sale. Okay. So, but how is the $1,000 paid by the customer? So the $1,000 is paid by the customer. So here's what I would do today. So obviously I'm not being clear there. So what I would do today is I would come into the system. I'm just going to use a dues event. And I would say a new dues event. And I would say gift card. I just put a date on here. All right, and I probably would say skip individual registrants, and I get this goes. I'm going to move fast here, so I may forget something. But I'll say field trips. You have to pay online only, right? So I would have that completion days. So I would create this event. Okay, so I have gift card. I would go and create a form. Let me just go and do this real quick since I'm not being clear in the way I'm trying to explain this. And on the form, I can go and have a drop down with amounts, but I'm just going to be really fast here. I'm going to do variable cost item, amount of card. Okay, I'm going to do that. And I am going to go, just that's all I want to put on that. To make it prettier and all that kind of thing. I'll go back to my dues event, and I'll go back to gift card, and I would say assign form, and we'll say gift card amounts. I'm going to assign that, and it's required. All right, so now what happens is online, I would have this event. The user would go to it. I would skip this page, probably just go right to the form. They're going to say, how much do you want to give me? I want to give $1,990. And I would go through and I would make my payment and purchase that gift card. After that purchase is made, you would then have to go through, I'm not going to complete the purchase. I would use that credit card and just make that. After you collect their money, you would go in, excuse me, this is the way this would work today. You would go in, you would go in and go to financial accounts, you go to loyalties. I would say I'm going to create a new gift card, and I would say whatever your formatting you want it to be. So I could put gift card, marriage, whatever, gift card 2, 4, and 6. And that was $1,999, right? And so I can go and do that, and I can go and issue that card. Now, I would email that person with that card number and say they could use it for their purchases. And the current balance is $1,990. The functionality we will be rolling out in the future is the ability to not only go and sell that online, but in the process, after they make their payment, they would get an email automatically with a card and the balance on there. Today, it's a 2-step process, but we will be adding the functionality to go and sell that online. Let me go through some of these. I know where time is up, but I want to see if I can get through some more of your questions. Comes in to make a purchase but doesn't have the card. Can the card be looked up and used? Depends on the way you've created it. So if you create the card and maybe the description is the name of the person. So if I went in and financial accounts, if you went in and you wanted to look up the card, you can go in and find the account number. Probably should have put the description in there as well. But maybe the description contains the name of the person. Typically, it's hard to look up a gift card. If you go to a store and you don't have your gift card, most of the time, I don't think they'd be able to find that particular card. So I need to express. Seconding the command for, we will look at the expiration date. We just have to look at legally what you can enforce. Okay. Today we do not. Today we are not charged for back end entries such as cash. What fees would be associated with these? Customer use loyalty. What fees are charged? Yeah, we're not going to charge you for those. If I'm reading everything in this email. I can read this more carefully later and I'll document it. The intention is not to charge you for the for creating a gift card and having somebody go and use that. Yes, we can talk offline. Great. I got a lot more questions. I got only a couple more. Tied to the financial transactions, so there is much room for. Well, once it is tied to the financial transaction, that error will be gone. But right now it is a two-step process. And one of the reasons it has to be a two-step process is we'll have to allow for the loading of the cards, especially loyalty cards, which may not involve a transaction. It may be because of some incentive plan or something along that side. Is use only the customers to purchase online. They would pay $100 with their Visa online. This would be counted as revenue. Then the card is used. The report will show the revenue. Yeah, you're going to have to account for that separately. And I'll read that more carefully and get back to you on that, on the accounting side. Product sale incentive. That's when we need an expiration date. So you may want to consider a discount code in that case. So if there's an expiration date, and I have to go back and look and see if you really can have an expiration date on the gift card. You can have an expiration date on a coupon code, and that's supported in the system today. And you could have a coupon code that's valid only on certain products. And it can be also, in addition to that, as many of you are using, it can be a one-time use code. So once it's used, it can't be used again. So Melissa, that may be the answer to your question on that side of it. So what I'm taking from this is, the sooner we get the online purchase of the gift card out there, the better. So it just removes that one step. Thanks for that feedback. And I'll actually do maybe something in more depth as after when we're about ready to roll this out or shortly after we roll it out to go through some more financial examples so you can see how all of that is actually working. Okay. All right. So I appreciate everybody's time. Appreciate a lot of you showed up today. So obviously it's of a lot of interest to folks. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to email us at doublenot@doublenot.com and look forward to talking soon. Thanks.